The Deputy Auditor-General Tsakani Ratsela recently told Parliament that the Unemployment Insurance Fund, UIF in other words, his money is running out, partly due to having made had to make payments to the COVID-19 Temporary Employer-Employee Relief Scheme, that's called TERS. Now, this could lead to the UIF struggling to pay claims to recipients in the near future. In September, the Auditor-General Kimi Makwetu released a report uncovering how money was stolen from the TERS fund. It revealed that millions of rands were siphoned from this relief fund and paid to government officials, deceased people, prisoners, foreigners, and even children. According to the UIF, arrests have been made since the report was released and millions of rands were recouped. Acting Commissioner of the UIF, Marsha Bronkhurst, joins us and is going to talk to us about this issue. Thanks very much, Acting Commissioner. Good to have you on the show.
Morning, Leanne.
All right, let's talk to the money that has been brought back in after so much was taken. What are we looking at? How much money have you managed to recoup so far?
At this stage, by the close of business on Monday, we had recovered 3.49 billion rands from overpayments and from employers that were incorrectly paid.
3.4 billion rand. How did that happen?
You know, the UIF as a fund has never been geared to making these massive numbers of payments that was expected to be made during the TERS period. And these overpayments happened because we decided as a fund that the only criteria we would need for paying TERS money would be that there is a declared relationship in terms of employer-employee relationship. And we did receive a number of claims, quite a substantial number of claims, where there was a claim made that there was this relationship, but that there wasn't really a relationship like this. We work on we pay people on identity numbers. And if you put an identity number in, and you declare this person is working for me, in good faith, the fund would have paid in terms of the TERS payments.
Yeah.
And that is why the AG made the findings they made.
Yeah, indeed they do. And then, of course, we also had Minister Tulas Ngezi saying that they're trying to re-look at the systems because the systems that were in place were not good enough, which again brings us to question, you know, the UIF is not new. It's something that's been around. But have the systems been faulty from the beginning?
No, the systems, in the run-of-the-mill everyday operations of the UIF, the system was more than adequate to do the checks and balances. But you have to appreciate that if you suddenly have to make 4.5 million payments to workers in a month compared to perhaps 500,000, that the systems would be put under strain. And that it was not possible to do the verification the way that was done for benefits before the TERS period.
I want to talk to what the Deputy Auditor-General told Parliament last week, and this is that the UIF is running out of money and it will lead to difficulty paying recipients. Can you perhaps elaborate on this? What's going on now?
Okay. Look, I can't be accountable for what the Deputy Auditor-General said. I think you'll have to ask him about that comment. However, let me say that we are jealously guarding the reserves of the UIF because we're fully aware that this money is the money of employees and employers. At the moment, the UIF has got more than enough reserves to pay its liabilities in terms of future benefits, as well as the TERS that we have to pay up to the 15th of September. We speak to our actuaries on a weekly basis. I do, to make sure. On a daily basis, I get a report in terms of the liquidity of the fund. The UIF board guards over the funds of the UIF to make sure that we don't go into that position. But Leanne, you must appreciate, the UIF is like any other person with a banking account. If you pay more out than you get in, even you and I will have trouble in our finances, isn't it? But at the moment, the UIF has got more than enough funds to meet its liabilities.
So you are disputing whatever the Deputy Auditor-General had to say. You say you have the money. He says you don't have the money.
We have money, enough money at the moment to pay our liabilities.
Okay. So why aren't you paying people? Because from last night, your Twitter account actually put out a message saying that you are going to be on the show this morning, and the amount of questions that have come through and to the show personally, again, talking to the fact that they applied from June, from when lockdown happened, they still have not received a cent. So what's going on? Why are people still waiting for what is rightfully theirs?
I think we have to look at it in the bigger picture and look at how many people have received money and then compare that to the numbers that have not received. For each and every person that has not received money, there's a reason for it. It's either that there was not a declaration made by the employer. It's either that the banking account details are we're still not getting it verified for what of many reasons. I think in the previous interview, I have already explained what the reasons are, why bank accounts are not verified. So there's a reason for each and every one of these people who are not getting paid. We're paying the moment the claim is competent, the moment we can pay it, we do pay that. And up to Monday, we've paid 49.2 billion rands. So it's not a matter as if that we're not paying. There really are reasons why people are not getting paid. It's not that we decide, I don't like this ID number or whatever. None of us would want any person to go to bed hungry. Yeah. And we're working really, really as effectively and as fast as we can, given the fact that we have to put checks and balances in place.
And that we understand and we respect that, because we know how rampant fraud and corruption is, unfortunately, here in South Africa, which you, as an organisation yourselves, have fallen victim to. But there are people who rightfully deserve this and have still not gotten their funds. So let's now ask this question. Is this period going to be extended? Because obviously there is a cut-off date for TERS. Talk to us about what is going to happen if, in fact, you have applied, you still have not received the funds. What will go on then?
All claims that have been received by the cut-off dates will be paid. Even if there are challenges with that particular claim, the fact that the claim is on the system means it's there, we've acknowledged receipt, it will be paid. So people don't have to worry and think, my claim has been there and I hear nothing, I'm not going to get it, the cut-off date has passed. All claims will be paid.
Yeah. Let me read a couple of the queries that have come through. One person saying, this is from Elton, saying, we have submitted all relevant documentation on the 17th of August and we are still waiting for payment. That's just one of the many, many tweets that have come through. So there are still people going back to June, putting everything through, and everything is with you, and yet they're still not getting responses. In fact, somebody's even given you their cell phone number to say, can you please phone me directly, because nobody at your offices actually even bother answering the phone, or when you do phone them, they don't know what you're talking about.
It is really unfortunate that this person has had this experience. We have a challenge with the call center. The number of calls coming in are many, and people do wait, and sometimes the calls get dropped. Let me just talk about the claim of the 18th of August.
Yes.
You will recall that we opened claims in tranches. So the claims for August, 16 August to 15 September, opened on the 1st of October. So even though the claim was there before then we would have only started paying on Saturday going to Sunday and Monday night for the August-September claims. This person put in the claim in August, which means, like all other claims, it falls into the sequence. We start from the first date and move on and pay. So I can't say because I submitted my claim on the 17th of August, it will be paid. It goes and follows into the line.
Another query coming our way. Tell these labour brokers to apply TERS for their employees who only received April and May payments, but they're still sitting at home. Most of them, their status say no employee found. What happens in a case like that?
Look, if there is no employee found, it means that these people were not declared by the employer. And the person should go then to our labour centre and lodge a complaint so that we can send inspectors to go and assist. It happens that employers do not declare all their employees. It also happens that sometimes an employee falls, if I can call it loosely, through the cracks because of the system, because of the way it's captured. Sometimes when someone captures an identity document at an employer's side, there's a finger error and they capture a wrong number in the ID and it gets kicked out. So it could be one of many reasons why.
Yeah. You know, one statement that really did come out, and people talking to the fact that they have tried so hard to get hold of the UIF, the officers, to try and get assistance, nobody answering phones. What they've now resorted to doing is actually going to the Department of Labour, and if they go directly to the department, they seem to get a lot more luck and happiness out of applying. I mean, that is not good for you at all. I mean, this is your job at the end of the day, and people are not winning with you. And this is, you know, this is something that I think you need to acknowledge, as though I know that you keep saying how much you have paid, but focus on what you haven't done. And that those people, as you mentioned, you don't want to see South Africans starving. They are starving. And we hear this on a daily basis.
Leanne, I just want to correct you. The Department of Labour is the implementing arm of the UIF in terms of the labour centres. So one would expect, would appreciate and prefer that our clients go to the offices of the Department of Labour, who are more than capable of assisting in dealing with the inquiries that we have, that they have for us. The UIF in Pretoria is a admin head office where we do policy development, etc., like all head offices of institutions. So we would prefer, because our client service officers have been empowered to assist the clients of the UIF.
I needed to wrap the interview, but there's just one final question, which really is pulling at my heartstrings here. It's again, these are all on your Twitter account. I need you to go and have a look at them, please, Acting Commissioner, when we're finished, because these are desperate individuals. Here's one, Leslie Simon, saying, given her ID number, her name, my family are living like beggars. The rent is in arrears, school is in arrears, everything, and we have little to no food. My wife is deserving a fair unemployment RSA citizen. Please read my tweet, please help me. I mean, these are desperate people, Acting Commissioner, and I urge you to deal directly with them, because they clearly have not had a single cent of what has been promised. We know that you had a very big burden put on your shoulders when COVID came, but the reality is it is your responsibility, and the buck does stop with you.
Yeah, that is true, and we are doing everything we can to pay these people as fast as we humanly can. But I will go and look at the Twitter account, as you say, and make sure that we assist the people there.
All right. We need to end the interview. We need to take a break. Thank you for talking to us. Marsha Bronkhurst, who is the acting UIF Commissioner, giving us clarity about the monetary situation at the fund after the Deputy Auditor-General told Parliament that the UIF is running out of money, but apparently they have enough money to pay those that are still wanting and needing UIF and TERS. All right, we need to quickly take a break. We'll be a bit late with headlines, but we'll have it straight after this.